You all! Go! You all! And you better not ever touch a basketball again! If I even see you next to a basketball, I'm gonna knock your ass out!
So, a new article came from the Hollywood Reporter behind the Supergirl bomb, competing cuts and creative differences, which is leading everyone to believe that Craig Gillespie, unfortunately, was the main culprit in this bomb. So, I'm going to explain and break down the details, some of the details from the Hollywood Reporter, but it all comes down to this. Filming wrapped in May 2025 and as early as the fall of that year, the studio and Gillespie knew the movie was not working. After a December test screening proved to be just okay, the studio decided to take matters into its own hands and took charge of the post-production to make it its own cut. Gunn also enlisted writer Jeremy Slater, who previously wrote an unmade feature based on DC superhero team The Authority, which James Gunn and Peter Safran put on the back burner for now, to help with the post-production process. So, Craig Gillespie is a really solid director, and Anna Naguara, who I thought would have wrote a really solid script, which, by the way, Anna Naguara is not getting any of the blame whatsoever. So she wasn't behind the mess here. All the blame is currently on Craig Gillespie, which is unfortunate because I do think that Craig Gillespie is a really solid director, and I do think that he really made a solid movie, but unfortunately, half of the critics wasn't a big fan of this movie. The general audience didn't, or most of the general audience did not resonate enough with this movie to go back to it again and again like Superman did. So it all just boils down to a really great director, really solid casting with Millie Alcock, which she's not getting the blame whatsoever. It's just one of those things where, all the ingredients were right, but the main course just didn't come out the way that it should have.
He could only have gotten that idea from Benjamin Netanyahu. That's
the
it.
one thing I do find encouraging is that James Gunn and Peter Safran knew that the film wasn't working due to the test score audiences being low. And the fact that Craig Gillespie's Supergirl, his cut of the film was only 11 minutes longer and featured more of the villain creme. However, it tested 2 points below the studio's cut. So James Gunn, Peter Safran, and Jeremy Slater's rewrite of the script or changes to the story, James Gunn's cut tested better than Craig Gillespie's. So which is an improvement, but not enough to really resonate or be the bigger hit than Superman was last year. But I said this multiple times before. This is a minor speed bump. I said this. That's all it is. It's a minor speed bump. James Gunn and Peter Safran, now they realize, okay, here's what we did right and here's what we did wrong. And I feel like James Gunn is probably, after Man of Tomorrow, is going to take a brief step back from directing and really be head of the creative process a lot more and really be involved and with more of the project. So make sure that this doesn't happen again. So I feel like even though this could have been a blessing in disguise in a way where, okay, the Supergirl film didn't work, but we're learning from it and we're going to move on and we're going to be much more diligent with our DC projects for the future. So that's going to be it. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe, follow me on Discord, follow me on Threads, follow me on Instagram, share the video, like the video, be so kind. And again, it all goes back to what James Gunn said previously, where they are going to let their creative directors and writers do their own thing, but due to the poor reception or due to the poor box office of Supergirl, I feel like James Gunn and Peter Safran now are probably still going to let directors do their thing, but like I said, be more attentive and be more focused on how the project is shaping up. So that way, by the time the film is done, they don't have to go back and be like, oh, this is not working. What could we have done better? So again, just like life in general, lesson learned, learn from your mistakes, and do better in the future, which is exactly what James Gunn and Peter Safran are going to do. Hey, and I still like Supergirl, so there you go. Love you all. Stay safe. Truth out.
I would eat her ass like a starving child. All right, y'all don't even want to know. Eat it up.